Hey, fine people. We're back here for another delicious practice, opportunity to connect to the body, to rest. I know the friends in the East Coast of the United States, Midwest, about to have a heat wave. So I think we can definitely say summer has arrived. So maybe we'll call this our final springtime practice, cusping into summer. And we were talking about this in the last class. Like summer makes us so active, and we're doing all the things and hanging out with all the people and doing all the activities and busy doing all the things, and we need to rest, right? So we got this welcome, we get this fun opportunity in summer for lots of movement and expression, and what we don't want to do is get depleted, right? So this combination of rest and activity, it's really all about the right amounts. One of the things I'm observing right now is, well, it's almost summer solstice. So we have maximum sunlight right now. And that means, everything gets pushed a little bit farther. Your dinner time, like you're just not quite there until it feels like the evening time. And your sleep time, well, it needs to be more nighttime feel. So I'm pretty close to the equator at the moment. So it's still bright outside at like 8 p.m. And we got lots and lots of sunlight, of daylight. It's an exciting time, very young time of the year. Well, then, if it's your afternoon time, a little siesta, a little rest in the heat of the day, and letting your body have some rejuvenation time. So let's continue to explore as we cusp between spring and summer practice how we enjoy little rests between things, also enjoying movement, getting this body going, and meeting ourselves where we are, right? Observing nature inside the body, observing 5 elements of design inside the body. So I say, let's start laying down. Oh, I will confess, it's my afternoon. This is my siesta time. So my body's like, oh, we're going to chill out, right? We're going to rest, right? Yes, body, let's rest. So, what's the position that feels good for your body right here in the reclined position? Knees bent, legs extended, just a classic shavasana. Maybe you've got some tools right by you. You could put something right under the backs of the knees to give yourself a little low back support. Where would you like to place the hands? Are they palms turned upwards out to the side? Are they palm face down? Are they resting somewhere in the body? Just let this be an invitation to come into something natural. Just that naturality emerging, listening to the body, following its cues. We might start in one place and end up in another. It is starting to heat up again in the place where I am, Fez, Morocco. And we will be back towards the hundreds, the high 90s and hundreds in a couple days. So I know my brain stops working after 95. So I'm definitely thinking about organizing my week in a way, knowing my brain is going to shut down. How are you breathing right now? Let's enjoy a little 3-part breath relaxation while we're here. Where are the places that you're breathing to? What's the length of the inhale and exhale? How much length? How long is the inhale and the exhale and the spaces in between? how much of the breath is in the front part of the body and how much of the breath is reaching into the back part of the body. So we said let's enjoy a little three-part breath observation. So bring your hands somewhere near or on the lower abdomen. Elbows are on the floor. Arms are nice and relaxed. Allow the weight of the hands and the heat from the hands to bring your mind right here. Breathing in and out. See how you can feel the breath here in the belly, to the front, to the sides, to the back. .360 this beautiful breath. Can you feel the breath reaching through the back part of the lower abdomen here and touching the floor? Beautiful therapeutic practice. Now shift the hands somewhere onto the chest region. Could be right on the breast tissue, could be a little bit below on the rib cage. Again, arms are so relaxed, elbows on the floor. And allow the weight of the hands and the heat from the hands to bring your mind here. We're breathing to the front. We're breathing in between all of the ribs. We're breathing into the back part of the chest region. You've got the floor right underneath the chest region. So send the breath all the way into the floor, through the back body, and into the floor. Bring the hands upwards towards the shoulder thoracic region, maybe just a fingertip or two or somewhere near the collarbones. Arms relaxed, elbows relaxed. Good. Here we're breathing into the front and the back of the shoulder region, collarbone region. Just see how far up the lung tissue goes. Let the hands come back onto the floor or onto the body, anywhere that feels comfortable, and return to your observations of the breath. Where is the breath present now in the body? Belly, chest, shoulder, thoracic region, front, back, side. How has the breath changed? How is the breath longer, softer, deeper? Space between the breaths. Has anything changed there? This practice is very helpful for when we're doing Vipassana breath awareness meditation in seated form. This resting practice helps us really tune into the placement and depth of the breath, the anatomy of the breath, without being too heady, just through the power of observation. So then when we're doing seated meditative practice and observing the inhale and exhale and the flow of thoughts and emotions that correlate with the breath, it gets a lot easier. We're just more familiar with the breath. I'm going to start to bring some movement into this body, stretching the arms overhead. A big stretch of the body. If the knees aren't bent, bending the knees, taking a few zigzag twists from side to side. Inhale in the center, exhale, knees in opposite direction. Let's give a little attention to the low back, loosening, also for hips. Back in the center, draw the knees in towards the chest. Give the legs, knees a hug. Oh, hello, low back. Little bit cranky. And start bringing some movement. Right now, I'm just doing like a little tiny rocking from side to side. And then holding at the knees, letting the knees move away from you, moving in towards the chest. We make circles around the low back. Keep this presence with the breath. Like we're still just observing the breath, and now we happen to be moving. Can you breathe into tight places? Can you soothe cranky places? Let's go figure eights. Breathing like a smile to these places in the body. Let's go opposite direction. Side to side rocking, massaging low back. Just found a patch of tight business, giving it a little breath through there. Coming all the way back to center, stretching both legs. Give a little windshield wiper here. And let's bring left foot onto the floor, right leg into the air, clasp the hands in the back of the thigh. Let's do some circles of the ankles. So something I observe in my body when it's really hot is like tightness and some swelling in the calves and the ankles. So these kind of movements, especially doing it upside down, help us increase circulation and flow throughout the lower extremities. Let's go flex, point, and then push through the ball mound to the foot. Let's try that on the other leg. So I've got my left leg in the air. I'm going to clasp my hands around on the back of the leg so that I can really relax it. I'm making a circle. Circles in the opposite direction. I'm going to flex, point, and push through the ball mound to the foot. Push through the ball mound. Flex, point, push through the ball mound. And a few more like this. Nice. Extending both legs, arms by the sides. Let's do a little knee to chest Pavamuktanasana. So it could be that you're going to lift that leg and draw it in. You could also just bend the knee and draw that knee in towards the chest. Flex both feet. Clasp the hands on the shin or the back of the thigh. Let's breathe and hold. We're in the mood of breathing today. Breathe to tight places. Breathe to places that feel constricted. Feel free to breathe everywhere in the body, also to places that feel expansive. To places that feel open. Next, inhale. Stretch this leg, either stretching it back out and down or just dropping the foot to the floor and stretching. Let's try that on the opposite side. And what's important is that we try to work evenly on both sides. that we take about the same amount of breaths on both sides if we're holding. And then if one side is more open than the other, that we're not like really stretching to the maximum, trying to stretch with these asymmetrical poses. We want to stretch evenly on both sides. Next inhale. Releasing this side and down. Make a few windshield wipers here. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. We're going to do alternating variation here, meaning we bring the feet in line with the hips, hands by the sides of the feet, with the breath, inhaling, lifting up, exhaling, slowly coming down. Bring the mind, the breath, the awareness to the spine, like you're lifting one vertebra at a time and lowering one vertebra at a time. The breath, we're breathing in between the vertebra. I'm going to do a few more. Try to keep knees in line with hips as you're lifting. Sometimes I give a little wiggle at the bottom. Just want to get some fluid moving through these joint spaces. Nice, coming all the way down. Zigzag twists in between. Nice. One more time to each side. And then let's do a few more twists from this reclined position. They're just so good for you. They're good for the spine, mobility. Single leg twist, arms are out to the side. We're going to inhale, bend the right knee, bring that knee to the outside. You could even turn the head in the opposite direction if that felt good. Today we're just holding, breathing. Just enjoy this openness in the hip, like airing out the groin, the adductor. Next inhale, bring it on back through center and across the body into a twist. Now what would be lovely is if this, I'm twisting with my right leg, it would be really lovely if that right shoulder stayed on the floor. So that's how far we're gonna go. You could put the foot tucked behind the knee. You could bring the leg across. You could bring opposite hand onto the knee for a little added something. Breathe and hold. Next inhale, we're back to center. Releasing this leg and take a breath in between. Feel two sides of the body. Opposite side, inhale, left leg. If that's your opposite side, press it right on the inside of the right knee. Sorry, left leg is on the inside of the, right knee. Hello. Take a few breaths. You could turn the head if that felt nice. Next inhale, we're up through the center. And we're exhaling across the body. And again, we're paying attention to the form in this twist. We want left shoulder on the floor. Let the body rest into the pose, right? Give that good form. And then with your breath, let the body rest into the pose. Next inhale, we're back to center. Stretch both legs. We're back into Shavasana and we're taking a resting breath. And we're feeling and observing. We're also giving the body a moment to do its own restructuring. Like, I want a few of the muscle groups on my right side to decide that they don't actually need to be holding this much. Bending both knees, bring the right foot just above the left knee. Let the right knee float to the outside. Arms are out to the sides. Inhale. Exhale. Drop this knee to all the way to the floor. Turn the head in the opposite direction. Let there be this little gentle traction. Front part of the left hip. This as well. Oh, looks like I went away, but I came back. And so we're going to slide that knee down. So basically, we're crossing the knees over. We've been doing this twist for the last couple of weeks. And alternating sides. So inhale in the center, exhale to the side. So right now I've got my left leg over the right. I'm going to do about 3 to each. So I do like 3 to 5. so helpful for low back tension. Like, let's just do 5. Yeah, it's feeling good. Tight hips. Nice. And then just switch the orientation of the legs across one over the other. And inhale in the center, exhale and twist. Notice the differences with 2 orientations. Inhale, exhale. One more each side. Bring it on up to the center. Drop both knees in towards the chest. See how that low back is doing now. Maybe different story. And from here, we're going to swivel, flip, whatever it looks like to come down into the belly. And with all that good loosening, let's keep moving through the vertebra, through some of these delicious back bends from the belly. It is my hope and aspiration that they are delicious. It's totally possible that they're not. And if you're finding that, work small. Right? We don't have to come into full extensions of things. Just coming into Adva Asana, reverse corpse pose. And hands by the side of the chest, baby cobra, so we're easing belly into the floor. Lifting with the upper back muscles, roll the shoulders. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Open up the chest, breathe in, and exhale down with the forehead down. Take a breath. Let the spine lengthen. Inhale. Baby cobra, shoulders roll back and squeeze together. And exhale down. Couple more, 3 more, in fact. Really get that good squeeze. So that, like, move the shoulders down towards the hips, away from your ears. Inhale upwards. Roll and squeeze. You don't have to have the chin very high. You could be looking straight ahead. You could be looking at the floor. Go with what feels best on your neck. Right from this last baby cobra, bring it into Sphinx pose. Elbows under the shoulders, easing into the floor. Breathe into tight places. This is another place where I might play around with the tilt of my chin. Find that sweet spot. Nice breath in. Exhale all the way down. Stretch the arms into Adva Asana, forehead down. Melt into the floor. the hands just under the head so that the arms are relaxed. This is something I do sometimes. So I'll just bring my feet facing outwards and the heels inside. So external rotation, but I'm not spread wide apart. And then turn the toes inward, stretch the sides and tops of the feet in the opposite direction. So I don't know, is one of these like a walrus tail? And then the other way is like a manatee tail? Shades of kids yoga. Just do this a few times. Feel this basically. External rotation of the hip, internal rotation of the hip, and just have this nice stretch through the fascia of the feet. Nice, little bit more obvious. Bend the knees and move the feet from side to side. And I believe this is your whale tail. Oh, keep breathing. Feel. Feel the joint capsule. Feel what wants to move and what's still a little sticky. Nice. Back to center. Crocodile pose. Elbows onto the floor. Lifting chin into the hands. So much easier to rest here. Where might you be breathing to in this pose? Observe the process of your body relaxing into the pose. Could stay here a lot longer. This is a beautiful pose to cultivate a longer hold. 10, 15 minutes, all possible. You just build it with incremental holding. Stretch it all the way back down one more time. Adva Asana. We're going to bring ourselves up and back into child's pose. You could use by way of baby cobra, you could use your elbows and push yourself back. We've been hanging out in those back bends long enough that might feel a little tight. So take your time. Coming back into child's pose. Sometimes I just hang out in like the lower body bit before I engage upper body. Are we thinking about widening the knees, stacking the forearms, having a little rest here? Having a nice stretch through the shoulders, arms here, so arms extend forward. Walk one set of fingertips a little bit forward. Walk the other set of fingertips a little bit forward. Just enjoy that movement. Make a few shoulder rolls, walking the hands back towards you. Getting under the shoulder blade. Wow. Coming all the way up into diamond pose, and here thoracic movement forward and backwards. So just kind of flowing. We're just having a nice slow flow today, which is one of my favorite ways to practice. I kind of like to save the heating vinyasa stuff for winter. And summertime is slow flow. I might give a little, just with my fist, a little tapping in the back there. A little tapping around the head. All right, especially the sticky places. Places that they're just so sticky in the hip there, especially my right hip. Tops of the hip, SI joint. Oh, give it a downward facing dog. Fingers spread wide, tuck the toes. Move up and back towards the space behind you, bend your knees. Pedal through the backs of the legs. And walk the feet forward. Take a little time to stretch through those calves, those ankles, those heels. Walking forwards. I'm like stepping forward and then doing a little fast pedaling. Not because it feels good, because it feels looser. Walk the hands back. Give the toes a little tickle. And the head drop down. Widen the feet slightly. Come down into squat. And give it a little stretch. Those ankles and calves. I'm just kind of hanging out side to side. Shifting my body weight. Back in the center. Having a little stretch through the low back. And then breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. I'm doing like a little kind of bendy move and stretching through my hamstrings and just feeling that anatomy. Tabletop pose, soft bend in the knees. Soft arch in the low back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, forward fold. Take your time. Inhale all the way up to a standing position. Taking your time to get there. Coming up to standing. Roll the shoulder. Roll the shoulders in the opposite direction. Shake things up a little. So you just go with what feels good, what's loosening in the tight places, and a little bit of bouncy. Feel that bouncing through all the joint spaces in the body, knees and ankles, hips and toes. Ribs and spinal vertebra, shoulders, neck, inside the ears and the cranium. Coming to a stop. Oh, it's definitely a little looser in there. Couple of wide leg stance poses. We're going to turn sideways on the mat. Let's bring, I got my right foot turned out, my back foot turned in, a little triangle pose, inhaling forward, coming down. Lots of options with the heads straight ahead, down, up towards the hand. Side angle pose, bend the front knee. Bring the forearm down, stretch this arm behind the ear. Keep breathing. Inhale all the way back up, warrior two. Just straight out ahead from that knee. We can just be on those fingertips. Warrior variation. We just tuck that back arm back towards the thigh, fingertips to the sky or a little bit behind. And a little bit of that yang energy, a little bit of that summer expressive energy. Inhale back to center. Nice. In between, take a forward fold. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Top of the head towards the floor. Breathe into spine, breathe into legs, breathe into whatever feels like the right place for right now. Next inhale, we're back up, wide leg stance. We're going to turn opposite foot out, back foot turns in, legs are straight-ish for triangle pose. Inhale forward and down. Side angle pose variation. So we've got that bend in the front knee, forearm comes down, arm presses behind the ear. It's also helping us work through some of those sticky places in the hips. Inhale up, warrior two. We had a warrior pose variation. Could just be this little tuck back. Could also be the hand tucks behind. Nice breath in. And one more time, forward fold. Exhale. Next inhale. Walk the feet in a bit. Inhale yourself up to standing. When we get there, take a relaxed mountain pose. Let some of that blood trickle on down. Body relax. We're going to put a little bow on this practice coming down to the floor. Having the legs extended. Oh, I just had a huge adjustment in my knee. Wonder how long I've been needing that. Wow. Couple knee pull-ups there. Ah, felt like amazing. Give it a few wiggles. A couple more of these poses we've been doing as part of our springtime practice. These are poses. So Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose, some of the variations, some of the seated twists, like classic yogic springtime poses. What we're doing is squeezing the digestive organs, encouraging a little detoxification and rotation, encouraging like a little scrubbing on the edges of the intestines and digestive tract. So hopefully, as we enter the summer season, summer solstice being a handful of days away, like 2, hopefully we're feeling that energy of summer, right? So sometimes in spring we get this heaviness, all this phlegm we accumulated from winter, it's very heavy. So yeah, hopefully, inshallah, this is about the time that we're starting to feel a little lighter, a little more mobile and movable, and get to enjoy this aspect of summer. 3 days before and 3 days after the summer solstice, which is exact on the 20th, it's not really a time for like new things or starting things. Actually, just supposed to be celebration and festival time. Where I am right now is still the celebration of Eid ul-Adha, which has some religious significances. But what everybody's doing right now is hanging out with their families and barbecuing. So I'm like, respect. They got this well aligned with the energy of the summer solstice. This is cool. So yeah, it's not supposed to be a real serious time these days around summer solstice. This is like go frolic in your fields and be with the family and barbecue your favorite barbecue items and take it easy. All right. So finishing up this practice, let's bring right foot in, pressing on the inside of the thigh. Inhaling up, exhale, reach it forward. Doesn't have to be very far, just a significant amount for you. And let's come back to that breath. Breathe into the places we feel called towards. Next, inhale all the way up. And exhale down. Let's switch it up. And out. So part of this approach for therapeutic practice is giving a type of stimulus to the body so that it can correct itself. Whether that's structural, energetic, nervous system, whether that's part of the flow of nutrient fluid in the fascia, the body can correct itself. It's kind of amazing. Next inhale, we're back up. Let's get this symmetrical. Paschimottanasana, seated forward. And each time I'm just like giving this sweep to the flesh. Soft knees, flexed feet. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, reach forward. Might think of this also as our water phase activation. Yeah, bring some of that heat down. Next inhale, bringing it on back up. Let's bring right foot over the left. Wrap with the left arm. Seated twist, Asana 1. Nice breath in. Exhale, center, switching it up. Left leg, right arm. Got to breathe a lot in these poses, both to the tight places like the squeeze in the front part of the belly, as well as to the open spaces like the back part of the body. Nice breath in. Exhale, center. Take a moment. Both legs are outstretched. Make a few windshield wipers and just feel this body. Folding into Sukhasana. Return to the breath. What is the next action in your day? Is it in action? Cool. Is it daydreaming? Are you going to go frolic in those meadows? Is it still a little too hot and it's still siesta time? You're going to take that nap, that Yoga Nidra? Or maybe you don't even know. You're just in the presencing of it all. I like that too. I've definitely enjoyed this practice today, spending my siesta with you. And let me know how this practice landed for you in the comments. I will see you all very soon. Be well. Take it slow. Nothing too crazy. I'll see you soon.